everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Megan. I do sewing, embroidery, and other crafty things, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about all about how to order fabric from Hobby Lobby. So if there's options online, if you can order online or in store, and how long it typically takes. So I actually bought not this fabric, but I bought other fabric at Hobby Lobby a couple months ago, and I wanted to do a video on the process of how I ordered the fabric and how long it took to get to me. Because it wasn't just a yard, it was actually 3 bolts of fabric. So I thought I would go through with you guys the process for ordering. So there are 2 ways to order fabric from Hobby Lobby. The first is to, of course, go online. So they do have some of their fabrics online. They don't have all of them. But if you go into the store and you see that there's a fabric there that you want to buy, you could always look and see if it's online and you can order it online. Otherwise, the second way is to actually order in the store. So I quickly looked up the shipping time for if you order online. I don't know if there's a max amount of yards that you need to order or not. I just saw +1, so I'm assuming you can add more than 1 yard to your cart, which I just checked, and there's no limit to the amount of fabric that you can buy. And I also checked as well, and they do have, if there's sales going on, they actually do update it on their website as well. So if you don't know, Hobby Lobby is a store that sells, of course, home decor, fabrics, crafts, all those sorts of things. They do, they can make things like framed and everything. So there's a whole variety. But for the fabric specifically, like I said, you can get it online or in the store. And I just added literally 90 yards of fabric to my cart and it let me. So I guess there's no limit as to how many yards of fabric you can add to your cart. So it looks like it typically takes about maybe a week for the fabric to get to you. I think it really depends on also their warehouses. So they usually, if people order online, they go, go to the warehouses first, see if they have that amount of fabric in stock. If they do, I think it'll get to you quicker. So it typically takes about 1 to 2 business days for orders to process, and about 3 to 4 business days for the orders to get to you. So kind of about a week. So I think that's pretty good. In my instance, I went into a local Hobby Lobby and I needed to order a specific type of fabric. So it is a rainbow polka dot print fabric, and I needed a lot of it for back to school season. It was the end of June, and I knew I was going to be really busy after the 4th of July, which thank goodness I bought that fabric because it really saved me. So I went in and I cleared out as much of that fabric as I could, and I actually ordered in store 3 more bolts of that fabric, which seems like a lot. So if you order the fabric in the store, when you get the bolt of fabric, there'll be like a number. So whatever number, like with the barcode, whatever that's associated with it is associated for that specific type of fabric and print. So they'll write down the fabric number. So they'll write down one of these special order sheets here. So this has my information on it. So I thought I would kind of go through so you guys can know what kind of questions that they would ask. So they'll first write down the store number. So how this works is that if you order in store, typically takes about 2 to 3 weeks for the fabric to get to them. I know that they usually get fabric on Fridays, at least pretty much any Hobby Lobby I go to, they usually restock on Fridays. So if you're looking for some fabric, that's usually Saturday is a great day to get it because everything is pretty much brand fresh and new. So when you order the fabric in store, it typically takes 2 to 3 weeks to get the fabric. Like I said, I think they usually use among the warehouses first, and then they print their actual fabric themselves. And don't worry if you have questions about non-seasonal fabric, I'll address that in this video as well, because I was also curious about that too, because I do get like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter fabric from them too, so that's why I wanted to double check with them as well. So let's continue to go over the sheet. So department's fabric, of course, they'll also put the date. So the date is the day that you come into the store. And they also keep track of store use only, but the date that you ordered, date received, and customer called. So when you order the fabric, they actually hold it for 30 days. So for an example, as a pro tip, If your fabric, if they call you, and they call me on a Saturday, because like I said, they usually get their fabric delivered on a Friday. If they call you and it's not, the fabric is not on sale, I would wait until the following week to pick up your fabric, because you can actually use the 30 or 40% off discount, whatever that is, the sale for the week, for fabric, even if you order it, even if it's seasonal. All fabric is, for the most part, usually on sale. I think sometimes it's not, but I've just heard that, and a general rule of thumb is to wait to pick up your fabric until it's on sale, because you can get that discount applied. So not only are you getting a great price in general for their fabric, at least the fabric I get, it's usually like $6.99 or $8.99, which compared to Joann's is literally an amazing deal. So that's why you should go get your fabric when it's on sale, so you can get it for $4.99 and get $5 a fabric for a yard of fabric for $5. There we go. I was trying to find words here, but that's basically kind of how that process works. So they'll also include the item description, so what type of fabric it is, and then the number that is associated with that specific type print. And then they'll ask how much you want. So it can be in yards, it can be in bolts. Like I said, I requested 3 bolts, which I think each bolt for that fabric is usually between 9 or 10 yards. I'm not actually 100% sure, but I often usually get it 9 yards if it's a full bolt. And then it'll say the regular price, if it's on sale or not. But like I said, you can still pick up that fabric if it's not on sale that week and get the discount. So again, you have 30 days within them calling you to pick up the fabric. Otherwise, they'll send it back to the warehouse. Then they'll ask for your name and your number, nothing crazy, and then the employee will sign off on it. So I brought it in, or I requested my fabric on June 28th. So that's what they put down here, is that I came the June 28th. They ordered fabric on July 5th. They received the order on July 9th. And then the fabric was there on July 12th. So like I said, it typically takes 2 to 3 weeks. It took me 2 weeks on the dot to get my fabric. So I overall think that is a super quick and speedy process. So I'm definitely going to be ordering from Hobby Lobby again. I wanted to make this video, especially for my fellow Joann's Fabrics people. May that store rest in peace. But just to let you know kind of what other fabric options there are out there as well. I'm planning on also making a video on Michaels, because if you don't know, Michaels is going to be offering fabric. I actually went to a local Michaels around where I live, and they actually did have a lot of fabric. They had a whole aisle dedicated to it. Now, of course, when they first start it, it's going to be a bit rough because they're not used to selling and cutting fabric. So it'll probably take them a few months to kind of get into the swing of things. But I did notice they had some Halloween fabric. I noticed a couple Christmas prints as well. So hopefully they'll be pretty consistent with ordering. But like I said, that's why I wanted to make this video on Hobby Lobby, just because I don't think many people know that you can order fabric from Hobby Lobby. I think they mainly only know maybe like Joann's or something like that. Also, as a point, as I mentioned before, special occasion fabrics. So that's Easter, Christmas, Valentine's Day, all those sorts of holidays. Can you order that fabric? The answer that I'm aware of, as far as I'm aware of, yes, to a certain point. So they do have a certain cutoff for when you can order holiday themed fabric, special occasions in this case. From what I was told, like I said, at the end of June, when they start showing Valentine's Day fabric, that's going to be kind of the cutoff for when you can order like Christmas and fall type fabric, Thanksgiving as well. So that's kind of the deadline for that, but you should still be hopefully able to order, the special occasion fabric. When I mean special occasion, I mean holiday fabric. So definitely, if you see fabric that you like, definitely go in and ask them if you can order the fabric in store. They do, like I said, they get their fabric from their local warehouses, and they also print their fabric themselves. And like I said, it took 2 weeks for me to get 3 bolts of fabric. So I think that is a pretty pretty amazing processing time. It came in wrapped, you know, nothing was damaged. So when they deliver that, you know, those bolts of fabric, they definitely make sure to keep care of it. Because unfortunately not every customer comes in to pick up their fabric, and I think they're hoping to, you know, maybe increase the amount of people that order fabric from them. So I think that's why they take special care. But that's pretty much it, how you can order fabric from Hobby Lobby. So like I said, there's online or in store. I think in store is better. Although if you order from online, you can have it shipped to your house, versus if you order in store, it would be delivered to the Hobby Lobby store rather than to your house. So that's kind of the main difference with that. And if there's some fabric that's online, there's definitely pros and cons to both, right? Like if you order online, it'll get to you quicker, it'll be shipped to your house, versus if you order in store, then you can actually like physically look at the fabric itself. So if you're trying to experiment with fabrics, definitely going in store and seeing if you like it or not, if it's the right texture, if it's the right color for the project you're working with. So like I said, there's pros and cons to both, but I'm a more like physical, like I need to physically see this fabric first before I order it. But I have been using this rainbow polka dot fabric literally for years now. So I was super familiar with it. I love the colors and how it looks, and it was just a perfect fit for me. So if it was available online, I definitely would have ordered it online. But the last I checked, it wasn't available online. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and leaving a comment down below. Have you ordered from Hobby Lobby, and what was your experience? And then also, what do you think of Michael's offering fabric as well? Thanks for watching. Bye.